So, hi, my name is Adam Towers. I'm 54 years old. I'm a restaurant manager. I was introduced to Kitty through Nicole Heels, financial consultant, to help me help my mother get out of some fairly crippling debt. It was a kindly impression. They were just very. I'd been dealing with the banks, trying to sort of negotiate a few things, and um, although people weren't particularly rude, no one was very helpful or very encouraging. I found it really frustrating. So when I finally got to speak to someone like Kitty, I was amazed at, I don't know, I felt a sense of relief, I guess. There was a fairly instant sense of trust that Kitty and her crew might be able to do something for us. I was still fairly skeptical because of my mum's situation, but yeah, they were so nice and friendly on the phone that it really put me at ease. Well, I was skeptical because mostly because of the all the inroads I hadn't made with the banks, and them telling me there was really very little that we could do. Kitty had said, sort of almost in bullet point form, some of the things that they could do to help us, and it just instilled a sense of faith in me that even though the bank said there was nothing to do, Debt Angels would be able to help me. And Kitty established that fairly quickly on in the conversation. And whereas previously I'd been skeptical that anyone had been able to help. I knew of the concept, and I knew of places that could sort of consolidate loans. I pretty much thought they were a loan consolidation business that could just tie everything up in one and then hopefully reduce maybe some interest. I thought that was the best case scenario that I could imagine. The end result was taking all of Mum's debts, 3 different sort of substantial debts, and having them entirely cleared, like paid off without any interest, nothing, absolutely wiped. Kitty and her team at Debt Angels managed to wipe $45,000 of debt, made my mum completely debt-free. It was really stressful watching my mum sort of get more and more in debt. Anytime something came up that she'd have to pay for, it would be money she'd have to find from nowhere or go further into debt. And as a son, watching your previously fairly comfortable mum, who's been a good person and lived her life well and honestly all her life and worked hard, to suddenly be 80 years old with crippling debt, and just the anxiety that she had and that I'd have on her behalf, thinking there was nothing we could do about this. It hung over both of our heads. And I could subsidise her a little, but I'm just a wage earner, so I don't have fluid funds, and it was just every sort of incremental period of time, like every 6 months, she'd get more into debt and we'd get more anxious and more a sense of uselessness. It was really, really stressful. It's a horrible period. Mum unfortunately didn't own any property, and just slowly by renting over the years in the city market and inflation, she literally ran out of money, and we never expected that to happen. She doesn't live a particularly lavish lifestyle, but it's a comfortable lifestyle, and to watch that quality of life deteriorate, where we'd be worried about getting new tires for a car, very basic living stuff. It was extraordinarily stressful for everyone, and it just became more and more so. And I felt very useless as a son, not being able to help out my aging mother. I didn't think that anyone was going to be able to help us, and I just wasn't familiar with Debt Angels in particular. I just knew of a wishy-washy service of debt consolidation. But I didn't really know what they did or what they were, and I didn't realise that there was someone who could really go into bat for you and do everything on your behalf, and get an amazing result. So it was literally that something, like a close friend who's a financial advisor said, "Hey, you should talk to Kitty and her team at Debt Angels. They will be able to help you, regardless of what the banks have said." I didn't expect the team to be so kind and helpful, and genuinely, they genuinely cared. All the phone meetings and Zoom meetings felt very genuine. Like I really felt like these people were invested in helping us, and obviously, the best part of it was having things waived. But I think it was about, like, after the second meeting, both of us suddenly just felt assured that no matter what the outcome, these people would help us get to a better place. Like, without an end result like an actual end result in mind, we felt, by second phone call, we were going to get somewhere with Dead Angels. Now, and then in that time, because due to COVID, lockdown, etc., my finances ended up going a bit pear-shaped, and even though I was nowhere near the situation that my mum was at, and I earned money, I just found that I was starting to spiral into debt as well. So I reached back out to Dead Angels, just simply to say, is there anything that I can do to help myself now? And they were amazing. That they looked at everything for me and said, yes, we can help you in this situation. For me, I just had a few loans that I was having difficulty servicing, that I'd taken on in good faith prior to COVID, and then living on JobKeeper, it just didn't work, and they were able to again consolidate everything for me, reduce the amount of my debt, and also waive off any extra interest. And that was incredible. So what it did was meant that I can pay back a reasonable amount of the money, so that I did borrow in good faith. So I can pay back a reasonable amount of that and feel good as a person, but I'm not spending hundreds of dollars every month on interest and not actually getting anywhere. So they've set up a payment plan for me that once a month I have some money come out of my account that's affordable, and that will service that loan. And after a period of a few years, that loan will eventually disappear. So I can get on with my day-to-day living without thinking, fuck, I've got to pay this, I've got to pay that, I've got to do this. And it's taken a lot of the anxiety out of life, and I just feel like I'm in the order, and it feels like I'm adulting properly. And I couldn't have done that by myself. Oh God, the sense of relief was amazing. I mean, I can't imagine being an 80-year-old pensioner that's been used to living in like a fairly sort of middle-class lifestyle, suddenly scrabbling for pennies and not knowing she was going to be able to pay her rent in the Sydney market each week. I could just see her getting more and more fraught and anxious. And then, so the difference when we found out the debts were being waived, it was incredible. She's now happy, bubbly. She can go on with the last few years of her life feeling secure, and that was what was really missing. Just a sense of security. Well, it allows me to live live a normal lifestyle without fear of the world falling out from underneath me at any point in time. I don't live a lavish lifestyle, but it means that I can, when a bill comes up, I can pay my bill. If I get a flat tire, I can get a new flat tire without having to be too concerned about where I'm going to find the money from. Dead Angel Solutions gave me the sense of security and order, and I feel like it really gave me my life back. I've had a few friends since who've sort of griped about being in difficult financial situations. And the first thing I've done is say, look, contact Kitty. Here's her email address. Just drop her a line. You may not think that they can do something for you, or they may not be able to help your particular situation. But I thought that, my mum thought that, and we both got outcomes that way exceeded our expectations. So like I can't sort of I can't talk highly enough about their abilities, their bedside manner, and honestly, just the end result that they're able to get. Way exceeded my expectations. The people I've dealt with mostly at Dead Angel Solutions have been Kitty and Maxine, and they were just incredible. They listened, they processed everything, they did all their due diligence, and they were just, I mean, I keep using the word kind, but they were just kind and friendly and helpful and caring. And I've got to say, really efficient. When I use the term efficient, I'm sort of meaning that that they got end results really quickly and really effectively. I felt like they didn't just get off a meeting or get off a Zoom and then just tick a box. They actually got to work and really plugged for me and plugged for my mum and got an end result, and really quickly and where we didn't expect one. Look, they have been really amazing. I mean, look, I would do anything to support these guys because of all the support that they've given us. Cannot recommend them highly enough. I just want to say to the team of Dead Angels, thank you very much for everything you've done. I mean, it takes a lot to make me cry, but watching my mum find out the news that all her debts had been waived and that she was a free woman as such I burst into tears, and that's that for me is huge, absolutely huge. So if anyone is like on the fence about, reaching out to dead angels, you've got nothing to lose. And I mean, it sounds cliche, but everything to gain. Go for it.